another reason why I just knew God was going to work in a great way, because it was like everything he could do to make things not happen. This was a great, great week, and I'm glad to see each and every one of you. You know, and I know this has been mentioned. I am so glad this church is coming. You know, it's so funny. As soon as I started seeing y'all, I immediately recognized faces, and now I'm actually starting to know names, that's really big for me. Don't put me on the spot. Let me see. I'll start with you, Susan.
Hey, what's my name?
All right. So this is the time of the year at the camp that we recognize some individuals. And let me just say this, and the camp director came up to me today and he talked to me and he said, "How did it go?" I said, "I'll be honest with you, this was probably one of the easiest, if not the easiest camp we have ever done." Am I right?
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much, because I'm telling you, not feeling up to strength, I'm so glad I didn't have to deal with a whole lot of issues, and thank you for that. You know, it is so good when everybody is just well behaved and doing what they're supposed to be doing, at where they're supposed to be, and just listening and just being good. Other than cleaning your cabins, you were unbelievable.
Well, technically, at our cabins, we were unbelievably bad. So,
If you're going to do it wrong, you better do it right.
Y'all did it right.
I got to do it wrong, do it right.
So, every year, should I do turns first?
Yes!
yeah.
I can do that. All right, this year we have a runner-up and a champion of carpet ball. I have to say, I played one individual a couple times, and I'm shocked that he is not here, and that is Caleb. What happened, Caleb? No! So you hadn't really warmed up just yet, that's all right.
I walked around thinking that woman over there saying that the black girl's cheated.
She beat you?
Oh.
Oh. So at this time, let's recognize the true champions. Eli, come on down. He was the runner-up. Champion of the 2021 carpet ball tournament goes to tomorrow. I have to honestly say, I really think that she is part of our church. I think he should just be at our church. I really do. You know what?
Don't say that. He'll do it. He'll do it.
Shake. Oh, you got to hold up. All right. I have heard and I have seen so many great tournaments here. This one in particular, this one's very dear to me because I love this game. I love ping pong. Yes. Ping pong is like one of my favorite things. I love doing it. I will say it like this. I don't think I will lose to anybody in here. That's how much I love ping pong. I love ping pong. You got to play it. So, the runner-up for the 2021 ping pong tournament is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow or tomorrow? How about today? me tell you what the final was. Hold on, just don't go nowhere yet. So what was the final score of this match? It was either, I think it was 21-20. It was back and forth, and Houston is the champion. Smile at the camera. All right.
Up on the table.
And while we're taking just a quick moment, I do want to say thank you to all the counselors that run these tournaments. I know that is stressful. Once upon a time, believe this or not, there was a time where I had to try to do them all pretty much by myself, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And it used to pull my hair out, didn't it? I mean, yes, that's what happened. So that's exactly what happened. All right, so this year on the 2021 Foosball Tournament, the runner-up goes to Alex. Wow, 7-10. And this year's champion is Houston. Okay, you get the fold the paper again. See the camera. I love watching this tournament. It is the pool tournament. And before I say anything else, next year, if you did not sign up for pool tournament, sign up. It is incredible on how people win and lose. I have seen so many times the person that wins knocks in all the balls going for the 8-ball scratch. And I saw somebody go all the way to the championship and win it, and I don't even know if they ever knocked a ball in.
They did it.
JT.
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. Huh? And that was you? And you were the champion? So there you go. Hey, can I ask a question though? Why do you sound like Kermit the Frog? All right, so this year's 2001 pool, 2021 pool tournament champion, runner-up goes to Bree. So there you go. She was on the 8-ball, and she's a ringer, because I played her. She's very good, and she scratched on the 8-ball. Oh, she hit it in the wrong pocket. And I saw the runner to the runner-up do the same thing. Houston hit it in the wrong pocket to lose, and that's how you won both games. So, Eli is our tournament champion. had never done this tournament before. But while we were here last year, I know there were so many of us, counselors included, that just had such a good time. And we love cornhole. So I remember going home and mentioning it to my pastor and saying, hey, what do you think about doing that? And he said, yeah, let's do it. So I didn't know how many would sign up. I didn't know how it would go. And I think this was probably, well, this is the tournament I stayed and watched most of the time. I loved it. I thought this tournament was great. It was good competition. It was very close all throughout. And great games, just really good games. And this year, for the first cornhole tournament in 2021, I got it right, is Liliana and Isabel. Very good. It was so good. Now this is funny. I'm gonna have to confess. The very first game I watched these guys play, I thought, oh yeah, they're toast. I didn't think they were going to make it. But then the second game they played, oh my goodness, it was like night and day. They started just putting them in the hole, one right after the other, and I thought, wow, they're pretty good. But Eli and Caleb. Now we get to the point of where we've taken a lot of time this afternoon and just all week long. Each and every one of the counselors and myself and my wife, we have watched and just been watching y'all, just how you interact. This is for the camper of the week. Now keep in mind, it is not just one particular thing that makes somebody the camper of the week. It is how you respond in church, how you're paying attention in church, are you involved in things, how are you doing in the games. Let me give you all a little secret. These games are healthy for you because they bring out character. Because these games are a little goofy. And I know sometimes for teenagers when we say, hey, put this whatever over top of your head, you know, I think back on my own daughter and we put a pantyhose on her head with an egg, and my team didn't have anybody eliminated, but my poor daughter was the last one standing, and myself and my son literally was standing over top of her, beating her to death to crack that egg. And I know that's humbling, I know. And how many girls here love to have an egg in your hair? I know, isn't it great? I absolutely love it. I love it. So what I'm hearing is next year, definitely play that game again. But with that being said, as we're looking at the camper of the week, this person, this is for the girl camper of the week. We looked at how she did in the games and attitude, and and then afterwards picking up stuff and just being a good teammate and just being a very good supporter and just always smiling. That was another thing too. You know what? I love seeing Christians smile. Every Christian in here should smile ear to ear every moment of your life. Because never forget what you got saved from and what you got saved to. And because of that, we should be just glowing with smiles. So at this time, our camper of the year is Rachel. harder for me to relate to the girls' side. Y'all understand why? But I know, like with a young teenage boy coming here, there's a lot of things that goes on in your life, and you know, you have to be that manly, you have to be that tough guy, you know, and it's easy to even lose your temper even at times when things don't go quite your way. You know, one thing I will also say when it comes to games, I love y'all's spirits when it comes to games. I don't like to lose. I taught my son, you can tell him, you can ask him, I was his coach most of his years, and I am under the belief, if you've got somebody down and you're stepping on him, don't let up. Am I right?
Yeah.
Crush.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, you play to win. You play to win. You do not ease up. Even though I'm guilty of it sometimes, but I try not to. If I can win, I remember coaching girls softball, and my wife used to give me a hard time about this. We would have a score of 20-something to nothing, and she would say, ease it down. I'd say, no, score. So, with that, this young man we were watching all week, and just the attitude and just the team, the captain that he really became on the team, and just the encourager, and just all throughout the week, just a really good, just somebody, you know what? My lesson this week was being a giver. Don't you love being around people that are just givers?
Yeah.
I love those kind of people. I just love those kind of people. So this year, the camper of the week for the boys is Henry. Did y'all notice the personal expressions on both of these campers when they came up here? They were both very shocked and humbled. I like that. I like that. Very good. That's another good characteristic, is being humble. All right. So now, after all of that, it comes to the moment that I was told by Sarah, this is her funniest thing. She loves this. So we had this one camper this year. He was just really entertaining. I can't tell you how many times I would just sit back in church and just watch him, and I couldn't help it. I had to giggle a few times. I had to sit there, and so it was kind of funny. I said, hey, to all the counselors, I said, hey, I brought this little guy. I said, who deserves this? And it's so funny that even in the crowd, it is Joey. You earned it. So the next thing I have two glue sticks. They're inseparable. And I want to bring light to something else too. Whenever I ask these two to come up here, I want y'all to look at something else. And I'll show you here in a minute. But without a doubt, and matter of fact, it was even asked to me today to make sure that the teams were put together in a certain way where they could be together in this game, no other than Caleb and Eli. Now, hold on. Stay right here in the front. Stay right here in the front. They even shop at the same shoe store. And hats. We don't want to talk about nothing else. These are clearly heroes.
Really, those medals.
I really love, during the course of the week, how we have the kangaroo courts. I love how we have the Iffy Dares. You know, every year we try our best to try to improve things on that. And we've already come up with something else for next year. I'm not going to share what that is, but it's going to be good for if you dare. But this year we had a queen that was remarkable. It was amazing on the job she did, and she's already coming up. She already knows who it is, but she needs this. Come on down, Amelia. Might not know this, but she actually had a chariot ride throughout the camp, and actually they took you over to the lake, right? So you've seen that hill, that's a pretty steep hill. But she had them do that. I love it, love it. So next year, remember this, when you're the king or the queen, make sure you do your citizens correctly. And they loved you too, didn't they? And see, that's the other thing. She gained the respect and she got what she wanted. That's good. All right.
Welcome.
So this next award I want to bring light to. This young lady, I have just started to get to know her a little bit more. She is a very sweet young lady. Sorry about that. But she, we didn't even know she was coming until the very last minute. But we have this award that says, "Be brave." And at this time, I'd like to ask Amy to come up.
Good job, Amy. Yeah, good job. Good speech.
So, this next one we have is very, very similar to Amy. This young man, and I don't quite know the entire story, but we have this "Let the Dreams Come True." And we thought about this and we thought, Aiden, you have to have this. Aiden has to have this. So come on down, Aiden. Oh, and the reason why, come on down. Go ahead and get your award. Let me explain why. So, yes. So let me explain now the reason why he gets, let me read this again. All right, you read it again. Okay, all right. It says, "Let the dreams come true." So, just this very morning, one of our very good counselors, Mr. Stewart, comes up to him and he says, "Aiden, what did you like the very most about camp?" And he said, "Sleeping." And then he said, "So what part did you not like when we weren't sleeping?" So my man likes to sleep, so let the dreams come true. So this person, I've been privileged enough, and I say that kind of lightheartedly, to be at camp with for the last few years. And I know the very first time I met this young man, it was like, oh my goodness, he was a handful. And just bouncing, and just, I think he drank a lot of Mountain Dews. I think that's what it is.
Oh!
And so as the days were going on, you know, he just kind of grows on you. You ever had somebody just kind of grows on you? And in this camp, I noticed that not only he just grew on me, but spiritually and physically and just everything about this young man, he just grew. JT. blessing. I like watching his life. I like being around him. But he's definitely having some issues when it comes to being up in the cabin. He keeps getting written up. So Cameron, come on down and we're going to try to help you. We got some nasal relief here. Maybe, just maybe, next year he will not get written up for snoring. We're going to try to help him. We're trying our best to help him.
Just want to be a blessing. Just want to be a blessing.
Now, this next one is a joint award. Y'all seen these before?
Yes.
You all know what these are? They're like sticky people. It's like you throw them on the glass. My grandsons love this. My one grandson, he absolutely loves them. You throw them on the glass and it goes all the way down. And then when you try to get them off, they just stick to you. And you can't get it off. So these three, I want to recognize Caleb Mullins, Malachi, and Josh. Now, let me explain why that is. I went to the lake today, and I was trying to just have a nice conversation with my son, and we were just fellowshipping, and these three just attacked him. And he was like, get off. And as soon as he'd throw one off, the other one would grab his neck, and then he'd get that one off, and another one was on his back. And then one time I heard him, Josh, I need help, there's 3 of them. And I looked over, and all 3 of them was just engulfed around him. I was like, oh my goodness, I got a reward for them.
I'm a little teapot, short and snotty. Where's your spout?
So my next award, I got this award because I know sometimes when we get here, some people just long to be at home. They just miss home. And boy, is this one fitting. I was giving this actually to Brother Travis, so I'd like to ask him to come on down. Oh, that's right, he's already at home. He's already there. So we know he loves home. So Eli, can you do me a favor and make sure your dad knows that we know he loves home. So during the week, I was noticing a lot of good competition, a lot of good things going on, and one of the competitions I was really watching was Cornhole, and I really loved this young man's attitude, and it wasn't because he won, it was actually because he lost. So I'd like to recognize Henry, because and really, to be honest, anybody who watched the game knew it wasn't because of you. So you need to come here. We really need to give you So another thing, I've been watching during the week and during the games and the team competitions, and like I said, I love the attitudes. And this person I watched, I can't tell you how many times they just did this. They gave the big thumbs up, like, hey, everything's going to be fine. We got this. It's going to be good. And I'm telling you, if I was younger and I had to compete against this person, I think I'd be scared. But at this time, I would like to ask up here, Sarah Nozar.
Yeah, buddy.
was said yesterday, this was great. We were doing the Bible clue hunt, and Josh was trying to be the coach that he isn't, and he was trying to be an encourager, and Sarah looked at him and says, I got this. I like that.
They weren't listening to me though. They were running down the direction.
You're the coach that you aren't, like me.
So the next word we want to look at,
I'm trying.
so this one brings me great, great joy. During the week, we said before we got here that not only were we going to do a cornhole tournament for the young people, but we also wanted to do a cornhole tournament for the counselors. So it really, really makes me very happy to ask Tyler to come on down and join his partner. We were the champions of this year, so I'd like to give this to Tyler. But after discussion, we thought it would be more fitting for Dre and Justin to come on down. They need to practice for next year. So while Dre, you're in college, and our pastor is studying, and he's in grade. We got a little miniature cornhole, so you can practice up a little bit. The next one we want to look at, we are so blessed at camp, and I love seeing new counselors, and we had a lot more new counselors this year than I think we've ever had. Or right close to it, we've got so many, and I want to thank each and every one of you again. But this one young lady we want to recognize, and she was so bubbly and happy. Kara, come on down. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and give you the grand finale. Wow, it ended up being pretty close. So, the Warriors at 134. 134,000.
Good job, guys.
Who's the captain of the Warriors? Josh. At 207, the Stallions. Who's the captain of the Stallions? Cameron. Goliath's Fear. 249,000. And this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. The Pink Penguins. 130. So this year's winner is the Goliath's Fear. So I will ask the captain to come on down. I have a bag of goodies here for you all to share between your teams. Now, I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but she whispered to me it was due to good coaching, good motivation, and this is the reason why they, But now, at this time, I'd really like to ask the stewards to come on down. Because we just need to give them some motivation for next year. We really, really need that. Now I know it is exactly what you all want right now. It is really starting to get dark. What's that?
Brandon's coming up, one more.
Okay.
Right. Brandon is walking up.
I put together something because my brother invited me here in 2019. And I gave him a testimony last year. And this year, my friend and my cousin got saved. And I lost about 15 friends since I've gotten saved. And I lost 2 friends that I thought were my friends about 2 weeks before Aiden's dad reached out to me on Facebook, and I don't even know how he found me on Facebook because I had my profile extremely private. And seeing him get saved, he's 13, and me and his dad hung out like probably 20-some years ago, and I went to high school with him. And God just moves, and it just blows my mind how everything goes along. But there's 3 people here that I want to come up here. It's Mr. and Mrs. Bradley and Justin.
This is what it says. It says, to the Spradlins, thank you for making camp so much fun to come and serve the Lord. And it's Camp Jacob 2021. That is very nice. Times, and we won't do it for recognition, and I thank you so much for that. That is very, very nice. So, well, at this time, I know y'all love this. Go get dressed, go get ready, and then don't forget, bring your flashlight and everything you need to play Romans of Christian.